Hello friends, welcome back. In this session, that is lesson 6, we are going to talk about antonyms. At the end of this session, you should be able to solve problems on antonyms by understanding the methods and techniques by which you will be able to choose the correct antonym of the given word from out of those 5 options provided. Now, before that, you have to know what is an antonym. An antonym is a word that is opposite in meaning, opposite or nearly opposite in meaning to that of the given word. Now, we have a set of antonyms to be taken as examples. Repulsive, the antonym is attractive. Repulsive is something that you don't want to look at or talk about. Attractive is something which drags you towards it. Therefore, repulsive and attractive are antonyms. Expansion, contraction. Another set of antonyms, we have courteous and insolent. A person who is courteous is very polite. He has pleasing manners. Insolent is a person who is arrogant, rude and impolite. Therefore, courteous and insolent are antonyms. Ruthless and merciful. Ruthless is a person who is absolutely devoid of any mercy, whereas merciful is a person who is full of kinder feelings for those who are suffering. So, ruthless and merciful are antonyms. Applaud and criticize, as well as inflate and deflate, they are antonyms. Inflate, as you know, means remove air from something, from a balloon or a bladder. Inflate means fill air into something. Deflate is remove air from something. Therefore, inflate and deflate again are antonyms. And the last in that set, applaud and criticize. Applaud is appreciate, talk of good qualities, and criticize is to find fault. So, applaud and criticize are again a pair of antonyms. Now, when you are asked to answer questions based on antonyms, as in the case of synonyms, you are given a word which is followed by 5 options for the antonym of the word. Just as in synonyms, here also you may make use of some clues. Like in synonyms, we said that the part of speech of the given word is a clue very often. If the given word is a noun, we learnt that the synonym should also be a noun. It is applicable to antonym as well. If the given word is a verb in the past tense, the antonym should also be a word in the past tense. Now, perceived, for example, this is the given word. You know it ends in ed. You know that it is a verb and it is in the past tense. You are given 5 options: conceive, ignored, creation, comprehend, believing. Now, the antonym, look at the first word, because the first word is conceive. It is a verb, but it is not in the past tense. But the antonym of the given word should be a word in the past tense. So you can straight away eliminate conceive. Now, leaving the second, let's move on to the third, creation, which is a noun, but the given word is a verb. So creation can be removed from our list of possible correct answers. And comprehend means to understand. It is again a verb, but it is in present tense. But we are looking for a word which is a verb in the past tense. So comprehend is also deleted from our list of possible correct answers. Now believing is the last option, which ends in ing. That shows that it is not again in the past tense. So we remove conceive, creation, comprehend, believing for reasons stated above. That makes us come to the conclusion that ignored is the correct option as the antonym of the given word. Incidentally, just as perceived ends in ed, ignored also ends in ed. It is an option which is the antonym of the given word. It is a verb in the past tense. Therefore, the correct antonym of perceived is ignored. Now, there are some tips which are helpful, provided you don't over rely upon these clues. Clues should be used judiciously. The given word here is a verb in the past tense, as we talked about. Why we took that particular word perceived as the correct option and not the other word. Now the next one, again creation, and those four words, the reason why we removed them. Now tips for solving antonym problems, you have to be very cautious. Today in the classroom, you may not make some of these mistakes because you are rather in a very relaxed atmosphere. But when you are in an examination setup where you have to answer hundreds of questions within a short time, and in the English section alone you are going to answer many questions, usually a set of questions on synonyms that precedes the set of questions on antonyms. But in antonym questions, some of the options may be synonyms. So because you are in the hangover of having answered synonym questions, don't immediately, mindlessly tick or choose the synonym of the given word. You have to be very cautious about it. Don't walk into this trap and mark the synonym as the correct answer. You should be aware that you are answering question on antonyms and not on synonyms in this case.